Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Ship Shape. This week we're going to be talking about multi-crew ships and all of the different multi-crew stations that you guys are going to experience. So this is still a work in progress, but right now we have 9 distinct stations that we wanted to share with you guys. These could change a little bit. We might add one, might remove one as design moves forward, but these are the 9 that we have right now that we're ready to share with you. Now the goal in designing these multi-crew stations is we wanted each one to have distinct functionality, but at the same time we wanted them to have to interact with the other stations on a multi-crew ship, so you actually feel like you're working together as a team. Now on the bigger ships you're more likely to see all 9 of these seats or even more, whereas on a smaller ship that might only have 2 or 3 seats, a lot of the roles will be combined into those stations. Now first is the captain station. This is usually the owner of the ship, and he has the ability to see what all of the others are currently doing. He also has the ability, if needed, to override one of the other stations and take control of what's going on in that position. He also has the ability to set permissions and set the security states to put the ship on high alert or at a peace state if you're in a less risky position. Second is the pilot, who of course flies the ship, helps with docking and boarding, and avoiding hazards during flight. Third is the engineering station, and this role is responsible for power management. Think of it sort of as resource allocation. There's a lot of different functions on the ship, and they can't all have maximum power at the same time. This includes things such as weaponry, shields, heating and cooling systems, etc. Next is the tactics station, who's responsible for weapons strategy. This includes ammunition management, which weapons are in use at the time, target painting, countermeasures. Fifth is the navigation station. Whereas the pilot's in control of actually flying the ship, the navigator is more in charge of the star map, predicting what's going to happen on the route and fuel management. If you've ever sat next to someone driving with a GPS, you've done this position in real life. The next station is the turret station, who's in control of actually manning the weapons that are being used, and where applicable, drone control. After this, you have the science station, and this can mean a variety of things depending on the ship. This could include EWAR, it could include medicine, it can include scanning, all depending on the ship. Next up, we have the communications station, who's in charge of all internal and external comms within the ship. This can mean anything from talking to other ships to the intercom to all the passengers on the ship. They also have visibility on all of the market data for any stores that might be within the ship. Next up, we have the communications station, which is in charge of all internal and external communication on a ship. This includes everything from speaking over the intercom to interacting with other ships that might be in the area. They also have the ability to access all of the market information for any stores that might be on board the ship. And finally, we have the security station. This station is not only in charge of any crew NPCs that might be staffing the ship, but they can also perform a lot of functions across the ship, such as locking and unlocking doors, setting off alarms. Now, those are the 9 main stations, and as I mentioned before, smaller ships are, of course, not going to have all 9 of those. In a smaller ship, such as the Super Hornet, the pilot, for example, can fly the ship and also have access to the main weapon. The co-pilot has access to the rest of the weapons and a lot of the secondary features such as power management and the shields. And a ship like this wouldn't even have a science station functionality. That's it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed learning a little bit more about the multi-crew stations that we have coming to you guys soon. Back to you, Ben and Sandy.